Hey gang, welcome back to our four-part series on how to make your spouse and lover a priority. And we're walking you through the four intimacies: verbal, emotional, physical, and spiritual. How do we make those a priority? Today we're talking about emotional. How do I take and make my wife's emotions a priority? And how does she do that for me? Dr. Amy?
So the first way is to dare to explore. So sometimes we see somebody looks upset and we think, oh boy, I'm just gonna wait for that to blow over. Or
I wonder what she's angry at. Is it
yeah,
me?
right. So sometimes people get afraid to even ask, because what if it's me? The Gottman Institute talks about these as sliding door moments where we see somebody, but they might not know that we saw that, and we've got an opportunity to either keep walking by or to enter in. And
Right.
so we always encourage everybody to enter into those moments. And
So it does take some daring to explore your wife's or husband's emotions, but if you do it on a regular basis, it's going to get a lot easier, which leads us to our second step.
which is ask again. So a lot of times that first time, hey babe, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Fine is never fine.
Fine is a four-letter F word.
So the second time that I'm going to ask, I'm going to do it a little differently. The first time might be, babe, are you okay? Is anything wrong? But then the second time I'm going to ask, after I get the fine, it's going to be, are you sure? You look a little down, or you've just been very quiet today.
She starts to identify what she's seeing, and that actually helps me to ask myself. If we're going to dare to explore the other person, we need to dare to explore what's going on inside of ourselves. And so when she explains what she's seeing, I can kind of go, oh, you know what? She sees me being quiet. I know what's going on here. But it takes 1, 2, 3 times.
Sometimes 3 times.
And so last night it took 3 times.
So I saw Roy was just a little different.
Mhm.
And so the first time, I'm fine. The second time was still kind of like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And everything's okay. But then the third time, I could just feel,
Mhm.
we know each other so well, and we pay so much attention to each other that I can actually feel when his emotions are different.
Right.
It's almost like there's like an energy that comes off that's a little different. So then the third time I said, babe, am I misreading you? Or
It was great because it was almost like she was taking responsibility for herself. Am I misreading you? Well, she had pointed out what it looked like, what she was noticing, and then I started to notice that. She took responsibility for her own thoughts, which is, it's actually a relief. She's not nagging me. It's like, it's completely different than, what's wrong? What's wrong? I mean, when you hear that 3, 4, 5 times, it's almost like, what's wrong with you? But she did the opposite. Am I misreading you? At that point, I knew something was going on with me. I didn't feel bad or angry, or I wasn't sad. So I was able to say, well, here's what you're seeing. I'm a little tired, and there were a couple more things that I wanted to get done tonight, and I'm just trying to concentrate on those. I know what you're seeing, babe, and it's okay. I'm fine. I'm actually doing well. But here's what you're noticing. And that did what for you?
it just gave me a sense of peace. Then I understood, and it's okay if he has hard emotions, or like if he's not happy, but I need to understand, I need to be there to support you.
Right.
And that made sense, and I've been there before. And
Like we wrote in the book, when it comes to emotional intimacy, what we're doing is we're identifying and then we're empathizing. And so when we make each other a priority, I'm trying to identify what Amy's going through so that I can hurt when she hurts. I can be happy when she's happy. I can be sad when because I'm her partner, her best friend, and I want to have that level of intimacy. But by making her emotions a priority, then we're able to connect on that deeper level.
Yeah.
So
I think last night too, like another way I made your emotions a priority is I was actually in bed, and all my friends tease me because I go to bed early, and so I was tired, wanted to go to bed, but I wasn't willing to go to bed until I made sure that
Right.
he was okay.
yeah, so first one, dare to explore, ask again. Am I reading you? Take responsibility of what you're seeing. And then lastly, we protect each other's emotions. And the way that we do that is we know each other so well that we do not go to the primal wound when we're arguing, when we've got some conflict, or even when we have a tense discussion. I know what hurts Amy. She knows what hurts me.
So we're careful to protect that and steer around that and do whatever we can, even if somebody else might be encroaching on that, to be able to steer a conversation or to shift the focus off of something. So we're just always paying attention and very aware.
Right. We're not avoiding major issues. We've dealt with those before, and so we have those resolved. We're not saying that at all. But after it's been resolved, we do everything we can to protect each other. So those are the 4 encouragements that we'd like to pass on to you when it comes to making emotions a priority. We hope to see you next time when we talk about physical priorities. Thanks, gang.
Bye-bye.